Hi, my name's Mikey Moore, lead singer of The Responding, and today we're going to be talking about songwriting and some tips and tricks on how you can take maybe not knowing how to songwrite all the way to writing a song that you introduce to your congregation this Sunday. So one of the first things we need to talk about when we talk about writing a song is the 4 components that make up a song. That's melody, that's lyrics, musical instrumentation, and then structure or flow. Each one of these is super vital to creating a song that is singable and easy to relate to when singing in a Sunday morning or service context. So a question you might be asking yourself is, well, how do I even start writing a song? Maybe you're in a place where you've never done it before, but you know you want to start. Well, one of those things is you need to identify, are you great at writing lyrics? Are you good at writing music? Or are you great at writing structure? And once you know what you're good at, then you can start building off of that. So like for me, I'm great at writing lyrics, but I'm not a great musical instrumentalist. So I know that I need to start with my lyrics first, write out lyrics that make sense to me or that make sense to singing in a congregational setting, and then I'll build off of that. So if you're a musical instrumentation person, or you can really work flow well, or you're great at lyrics, you can start with that and then build off of that. You can start really with anything, but make sure you find your strength and then build off of that. Okay, so the next part is when it comes to writing songs, there's many different ways you can write songs for different formats and different scenarios. But today, we're going to be talking about what does it look like to write a great song for congregational use. One of those things being is you want to write songs that connect with your congregation and where they are at in their worship development. So part of that is for 90% of churches, congregations are in a place where they need concrete truths, not abstract thoughts. So they want to have something they can sing along to easily and understand what is being said in the song. If it's too complicated, they're not going to be able to grasp what is happening, and their worship encounter is going to be greatly diminished. So when you write songs lyrically or musically, you want to write songs that are concrete, ones that people can just grab onto and go, I believe this. This is a truth that I can hold on to. Also, what comes with this is you don't just want to write lyrics that are easy to understand and hold on to, but you also want to write melodies that are easy to sing. A lot of times people are writing songs that have great lyrics, but the melody is so all over the place that people kind of check out. And the worst thing you could have is for your congregation to be worshiping along with you, and then a melody gets too complicated, and then they just stare at you and they don't engage in what's happening in the worship experience. You want to write melodies that are easy to connect with, easy to sing along with, so that right from the get-go, your congregation is engaging in worship between them and the Father. So maybe you're a person that has identified that you're great at writing lyrics, but music is not exactly your strength. So here's what I want to suggest to you. I want to suggest to you that you find somebody to co-write with, or a few different people to co-write with. Now, co-writing is not just good for somebody who just writes lyrics. Co-writing is great for anybody, actually, because what it does is it brings in multiple different perspectives and points of view for the subject matter that you are trying to accomplish when you're writing that song. It allows the song to be the best it can be. I remember a long time ago, my brother-in-law told me this. He's also a producer of our albums for The Responding, and he told me this concept that really hit me and really told me like why co-writing is important. He told me, Mikey, if you want to have your song say exactly what you want it to say, to sound exactly how you want it to sound, then that's fine. But just know that that song is only really for you and shouldn't be shared with anybody else. But if you want your song to be shared with everyone else, you need to bring others into it and allow that song to be shaped and molded so that it fits into what you're trying to accomplish when you're writing that song. And I think that concept is key. If you want your song to be the best it can be, you need to allow others to speak into it so that when you perform it for a Sunday morning or a midweek gathering or wherever you're leading worship, that it's going to hit as many people as possible. You don't want to be in a niche. You want to reach the masses and allow people to encounter Jesus holistically. So now I want to talk about a few different ways that as you songwrite, that you could spend some time thinking about what the subject matter should be. So here are a few ways that you can do that. One of the ways that you can co-write together is something that me and my friends did about 2 or 3 songwriting sessions ago. And it was pretty new to me, but it actually resulted in some great things. One of the ways is that you take time in the beginning to just put on some instrumental music and ask the Lord to speak words to your heart and then write them down in a journal. There's about 4 of us, and as we wrote down the words that were being laid on our hearts, we were finding that the words that we were writing down actually complemented each other really well and started the base for a great song. And then we just built off of that and started writing lyrics around that. And that's one way that you can start writing a song. Another way that you can start writing a song is maybe you've been reading some verses along the week or maybe this past month, and they've been resonating in your heart. Maybe there's some subjects that the Lord's been bringing to your heart that He's been working on you, and you want to bring that to the co-writing session. More times than none, the other co-writers that you're writing with have also been stewing on verses throughout the month, and they're going to want to bring those ideas too. And sometimes they complement each other. And if they don't, a lot of times, if you bring a verse, somebody else will be like, oh, I totally resonate with that. We should start with that. Having a verse ready to go is very key because when you bring a verse, that means you have a starting place instead of just trying to make it up that day. Thank you so much for watching this songwriting video. I hope that all the information that we talked about today helps you start to write songs for your congregation. And I want to stress the co-writing. Co-writing is going to be key in writing songs that reach your congregation and have them encounter Jesus in your worship experiences. Also, if you want to know any more information about us as The Responding, you can go to Facebook or Instagram or at YouTube, type in The Responding, and you'll find workshops and trainings that you can enjoy and learn how to better equip your worship team and build a worship culture for your church. Thank you so much for being a part of today, and we hope to see you again soon.